Hey, what's happening? It's Steve Mayeda from thesexuallife.com here in Vegas, doing another Q&A session for you, and just waiting to go out to dinner with Anthony and Mary Lee. It's their wedding. Anthony Johnson from the 21 Convention. Hey, it's awesome. I'm honored to be your master of ceremonies in your wedding, and man, a definition of somebody to look towards. If you're not familiar with the 21 Convention, look. Go to the21convention.com, watch the videos, all that fun stuff. There's a bunch of me on there. I think I've spoken the most of anybody. Definitely not the most popular. But here we're going to answer a question that I really love, and it's about sex, it's about seduction, and it's something that we do not talk about, and something that men really need to hear. In fact, I get this same question asked by multiple speakers. In fact, I remember sitting at a table at one of the conventions that I spoke at, and 3 other instructors were around me, and one of them asked me, I guess because I'm always talking about sex, about erectile dysfunction. And then the other 2 said, oh, you have that too. And it was so amazing to me because we don't talk about sex. We're all so embarrassed by it. We don't see it as a beautiful, natural thing that we were born to do, that you were meant to do. Your body was meant to do this. And let me just get to this. Okay, so it says, look, I'm 23. I broke up with my girlfriend 4 months ago, and I want to live the sexual life now. Hell yeah. All right, we can help with that. I have a problem in bed. I can't get it up. I've dated new girls, and I feel that there's a lot of pressure and something new, so I don't know why this is happening. I don't know why this is bad. It's happened to me with 3 girls, and it's really embarrassing now. I'm in a situation where I don't want to meet new women because I don't know what's going to happen. Please help me solve this problem. There was nothing wrong with me with my ex-girlfriend. I feel I was super good. I really appreciate the videos, yada, yada, yada. Thank you so much for writing this question in, because this is something that people don't voice and that we remain in the dark about. And like I said, it's a very common thing, especially in new situations. First thing that we want to take into consideration here is that, man, there's nothing wrong with you. You're very normal. And because we don't talk about certain things, we think that we're different. The more that we think we're different because of an emotion, a situation, maybe a sexual issue, man, the more we excise ourselves from the unification that socializing and sex were meant to give us, all right? They were meant to unite us with other people, to feel good. We need sex, we need socialization, we need connection in order to have a healthy range of emotions, mentality, our physiology, our physical bodies need it, and the fulfillment within, whatever you want to call that, whether it's spiritual or something else that you believe in, but man, just in the phenomenon of interacting with one another, man, we need connection, we need socialization to feel whole, to feel a part of, and to build a definition of ourselves, all right? Now, also within that, we need to realize that when we're aroused, we have a different mentality, we have a different mindset, all right? We have different hormones going on in our body for both men and women, and we have a different mentality. Our emotions take on a different flavor. And so really sex is a different language in itself that we need to learn to speak, and we're only going to get that from experience, okay? So number 1, that's pretty awesome that you now have had 3 opportunities in the past 4 months to hook up with other girls, but not so good that you couldn't perform because that makes you feel bad and different. However, you need to keep experiencing. You need to keep going in those interactions, but you need to learn to communicate. Remember, sex is a new language. The language communicates, at least one expression to the other, and they feed off of each other. And so one of the things that you can say just technically is that if you can't get an erection in bed, whether it's a new woman or the same woman but different situation, because that can happen too, or just there's a lot of different stresses going on in your life, is that when you are in that situation and you are naked and she is naked as well and you guys are exchanging, yet something's not working, how can you communicate it? Well, one of the things that you can say is this, is that, hey, look, I'm really sorry, but with new women, or with, you know, and you don't want to say that, but with the first time, you know, I feel very awkward because I don't fully know you and I'm not aroused in the same way. So let's just try and continue with these other actions. Those other actions could be oral sex performed by you or her. Those other actions could be kissing, embracing in different ways, but at the same time, frame it and communicate it for really what it is connecting in a way to really get to know her. Now, another thing that you can do is that the joy of sex truly comes from your interaction with that person. So for instance, if I'm having sex with a woman, then my fulfillment of sex is not purely self-serving. It is, how much can I make that woman feel good? That gives me definition of a man, that gives me definition of fulfillment of my sexuality, and that defines the sexual moment. In fact, if we took the opposite of that, whereas if I were to just, let's say, hook up with a prostitute or get a hooker who has no emotional investment in me, it is completely unfulfilling. It's an act where I might have the ideal body, shape, sexual style, or whatever, but it doesn't have the fulfillment because there isn't that true exchange and genuine connection coming back. Now, in that moment, we can now find the joy in either pleasing her, or even though we cannot get an erection, we can tell them, well, hey, look, it's a new situation for me, I feel a little bit uncomfortable, but how about this? We try together to get me aroused in some different ways. And let me connect with you in some different ways. Let me speak the language of sex with you, mentally, physically, and emotionally with you, and see what happens. And make it playful, make it arousing, make it fun. This is what you are meant to do. But the real issue here is that we do not learn to speak the language of sex. We do not learn to speak the language of sex that's different with our bodies, that's different with our minds, and that's different with our emotions with another person. Instead, we stop ourselves. We run from that. We divide ourselves. We disconnect through sex, the ultimate connection, and then move ourselves further away from ourselves, no longer being an authentic expression of ourselves. The only answer here is, don't stop having sex, continue those situations, gain the experience, gain the comfort within them, and be the man that you were meant to be, which even in that moment of lack of performance is still a beautiful thing and does not negate the beautiful expression of living the sexual life. Live your life, own it, and thanks for watching.